Hello everyone, this is Cat Kyle, and this will be my first Outnumbered commentary on an Outnumbered fight that I had last week. So, this first clip here is a little slow, and the reason why I picked this first clip is because I wanted to quickly explain my version of how to engage targets in an outnumbered fight. And my approach to Outnumbered is quite simple, actually. I enjoy making my opponent's life a bit difficult during fights. And if you look at the current fight right now, what's happened is I'm trying to get the Land Claimer daily completed in World vs. World. And this Firebrand, this HealBot, is trolling me. What he's trying to do is he's trying to leverage the sentry to make me work harder in order to kill the sentry. And he's using his CCs to knock me back, and he's basically doing whatever he can to make me work harder to kite the sentry and to do damage on him. Not that I think the Firebrand could have been killed anyways, because he seems to be quite tanky. So stay calm in situations like this and just wait for an opportunity. Focus on what you can do, which is to kill that sentry. And as a result of that, the Firebrand will lose a bit of DPS. So the Outnumbered will start shortly, and what I want to focus on is what am I doing in order to progress this fight, in order to win it in the long run, because that is the goal. You don't just want to win the temporary battle, you want to win this whole fight. So try to assess to what the popular YouTuber says, try to assess the win condition. And the win condition for me in this scenario is just to get this Land Claimer. And the way to do that is just to pressure this Firebrand off of the point. And I'm going to use my pulls for that, I'll use my test of faith for that. I'll try to use my longbow just to knock him off the bridge. And that's basically what I'm trying to do. He's still trolling me, he won't be able to kill me either, but what he's trying to do is just trying to inconvenience me long enough for one of his teammates to arrive. So, you know what, I'll play his game, but for now, I'm just waiting for an opportunity to knock him off the bridge. So the Outnumbered has began now. The situation has changed, and the reason why it's changed is the Reaper does have the burst to kill me. So what am I doing? All I'm trying to do right now is try to separate them. You don't want to have two people on top of you. So you want to space out your defensive buff and your stun breaks in order to separate them apart. Now this part's important. I'm going to pause here for a second. Right now, what you can see is I'm getting debuffed. So what's happening is the Reaper is trying to put more debuffs on me to make me work a bit harder. So what did I do before? I put the Spear of Justice on him. Now I'm putting down arrows to basically impede their movements until I can get to a safe place where I can engage them with a bit more advantage. So this is not running. All I'm trying to do is separate them and get to a safe place where I might have some reinforcements. So you can see right now with all of my leaps and my jumps and the cripple that I'm pulsing, I'm able to pull them into my test of faith and be able to burst them. I'm using the best ability that the Guardian has, which is Shield of Courage, to block his buffs. So now you're seeing the Firebrand back off, right? That is terrible team play. You never just abandon your teammate to basically fight someone that you haven't been able to kill for the past few minutes, right? So the Firebrand is re-engaged, but he's assessed the situation and realized he's in my territory now. So at this point, it's just a one-on-one, but I'm still keeping an eye on the Firebrand. As you can see, now that it's a fair fight, it's a 2-on-2, he's running. But the Reaper is still engaging me. My teammate has not engaged. So it's just a one-on-one. What am I doing? I'm just going to try to blind this Reaper. I'm not going to let him burst me. I'm gonna block it all. And then I'm gonna try to burst him and use my Test of Faith combo. That was a big miss. I missed the Test of Faith. I'm pressuring him because I have the advantage here. He's trying to blind me. Use your blocks, use your CCs. Evade his burst. And burst him. Test of Faith burst. And now he's finished. Well. And that concludes the first fight. So my next fight is against a Golem Outnumbered with a Renegade. And this fight is basically a one-on-one. And the reason why I'm not concerned is because the Golem doesn't exactly have the kind of burst that he would need to knock me out. So all I need to do is focus on this Renegade. Try to make him work hard by knocking him back, putting cripples on him, blinding him, so he wastes his cooldowns, which will allow me to finish him off. For example, like right now, I want to pulse cooldown on him to make him dodge roll to me or waste his abilities to teleport and get close to me. The Golem is trying to stay on his teammate because, you know, he's kind of a revive bot at this point, and I dropped the Renegade a bit quicker than I was expecting, and as expected, I knew it would happen. The Golem was going to knock me back. So the strategy is still the same. In order to win this fight, all I need to do is separate the Renegade, and the Renegade is thirsty. He's mad and walked right into my Test of Faith combo, and he's going to get finished off right now. So this time I put on my Shield of Courage to knock back, to block the knockback, sorry, that the Golem can use. And at this point it's a one-on-one versus me and the Golem, which is basically PvE. Because the Golem, it might do damage, but it's slow, it's vulnerable to the same conditions as a regular player, and his damage is highly telegraphed. So I'm just pressuring this Golem, you know, hoping that I'll have a teammate that can come in and lend some DPS to help me finish him off, and I'm just blinding the Golem and PvEing basically. Continue to blind. So I see some teammates rushing in. Some of them are prioritizing capping that tower. And it looks like I've got one teammate that's going to join in and kind of lend some DPS and help me damage this Golem a bit, which would help. The important thing here is you don't want to drop your guard, because any second now he can have a teammate that can rush in, and then that's going to change the situation. You never want to assume that in a world versus world fight, it's not known to be a place of fair fights, that the condition is going to stay the same as it is right now. So I'm still keeping a guard up. I mean, I'm trying to block his retreat a little bit. So I'm putting on some additional barriers that might impede him from getting closer to his safe area. And what I found is he's got a buddy that's helping him out at this point. There is a guardian. I don't know what his build is. So my focus right now is to prevent him from getting a stomp on my team. And that's one of the great things with DragonHunter, because you can do things like this. You can actually save your team. And just barely, I'm able to save my team. I'm going to use my heal on him, keep him from dying, because remember, if you get the kill but your teammate dies, they get back up. So I'm focusing on this guardian. He seems to not be able to take a hit. So I'm just trying to finish him off right now. I saw that he uses delete, so now is my time to pressure him and finish him. Yep. And with a little bit of help from my teammate, he goes down, and I'm just trying to finish him before the Golem can revive him. And just barely, I finished him with that last hit from the arrow. Now it's back to PvE. Just trying to burst down this Golem nice and slow. Again, you know, just as we've seen, you know, don't assume that this condition is going to stay the same, that he's not going to have anybody rush in to help him. I'm just chasing him right now, auto-targeting while I get my cooldowns back. Putting on my Test of Faith combo because they tend to take a bit more damage when they walk through the edge. And what I spotted is someone's coming to help him again, just as expected. Putting on some arrows to try to pressure him. Just realized he's still on his mount, which is immune to movement debuffs. Using my knockback to create some distance so I can put down some fields that can heal me. Pulled him further away from the golem. Test of Faith combo. Bursting him a bit, making him panic. And it looks like I have another teammate that just rushed in to help. So I dropped him, trying to finish him off. Got knocked back by the golem. And the golem's going to revive him back up, which was, you know, as expected. I was too late. Putting on some fields to heal. So again, don't panic, you know, especially now with all these teammates. There's no way that this golem is going to survive. And we progress the map because if you look at it, the tower itself has been capped by my realm. So by engaging this outnumbered fight and preventing the golem from getting to the tower, I prevented a possible defense. So at this point it's basically just PvE. This is actually an in-game lag spike that I had while playing. Again, it's PvE. We're just finishing off. It's like a 5-on-1, so it's not really a noteworthy fight at this point, but just wanted to showcase the mechanics of the outnumbered match, creating distance between the support and the damage dealer, and then prioritizing your fight so you can actually progress the map and win the fight at the same time. So my next fight, I'm going to pause here for a second. So the next fight here is against a guild that is pretty well known in Blackgate for, you know, coordinating and outnumbering, surrounding, and killing a single target. So you need to recognize whenever you engage a target, you know, what their habits are. It's kind of their branding and their reputation. But the first thing to note is if you see certain guild names that enjoy targeting people in like a 3-on-1 or a 2-on-1 or like a 10-on-1, you know, you always be aware that there might be more where he came from. So this fight engaged. They're very thirsty. They actually engaged me on my tower. Recognize that so this part's important. Recognize that he's got a buddy that jumped behind me. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to get them on the same side because I don't want one in front of me and one behind. That's how you die from things you don't see. So what I've done is I've pulled him through my Test of Faith and I've repositioned. At this point, this part's important. This tells you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with two guardians. And you're also seeing they're trying to block your escape. So they're coordinated. So at this point, your first thing you need to think about is they probably have the burst to kill you. It looks to me like they actually have the CC to keep you from running. So keeping these pieces in mind, you need to reposition in a safer place before you can win this fight. As expected, I'm getting CC'd. Kind of made a blunder there, not using my heal. Again, I'm getting pulled. So I know one of them is CC and support and the other one is damage. And I'm repositioning. I'm getting pulled again. Space out your defensive debuffs. And I see guards next to my tower. This part's important. So what I've done here is I've blocked this burst. Like, I know these players are not bad players. They just enjoy easy bags a bit too much. So what's happened here was I kind of depended a bit on my sentries behind me to either blind or CC him. It didn't happen, so I had to put up my own block and hit him with a burst. So I'm hitting him, I'm targeting him, he's using his elite. I know I can kill him. So at this point, I'm pulling him back in. Unfortunately, he blocked my knockback, and now it's a 3-on-1. So the situation has changed again. If I hard engage here, I'm gonna die. At this point, I'm trying to run. This part's important as well too. I debated whether I wanted to keep this piece within the video, and the reason why is because I had a lag spike here, which kind of affects the quality of the video. But this is important because sometimes a big Zerg will run by and you might get a lag spike. So when this happens, this part's important. Don't panic, stick to your plan, just try to reposition and get to a safer spot where you can't get killed by 3 people. So here, I'm just trying to get away, trying to get to the next level of guards and sentries, using my stun breaks, using my teleports, anything that I can do to blind them, put up my shield, and I escaped barely. So the next goal is simple. They're near my gate and they're near my sentries. The goal is to separate out one of them and be able to kill one. The likelihood of killing all 3 of this coordinated group is pretty low. So I'll be happy with just singling out 1 or 2 of these targets and finishing them off. So I'm supporting my team a bit. The Test of Faith provides some protection. So if you put that over your team, they get some of the buffs as well. Now I feel I'm being retargeted. They're very thirsty to kill me here. So just focusing, don't panic, make one of them chase you, and just hit him, burst him when you get a chance. So he's just running, he's using all of his cooldowns, and now they're kind of pigeonholing themselves. They're all trying to target me, so I just used my elite and escaped. They're further towards my portal, which means if I get some help from my teammates, we will be able to close off, surround, and finish them off. Re-engaging now, I noticed just exactly as I expected. One of the Reapers kind of broke off from his core group. Alright, they're repositioning. So I'm just pulling him in deeper so he can't run away. One of the Reapers broke off. And I noticed he was by himself, so I gave chase. I can handle a one-on-one. So I hit him, he's a bit weak. I wanted to land my spear so he can't run away. I can always pull him back. And with a little bit of help, we finished him off. And that's how I was able to survive that outnumbered match. You just don't want to engage on their terms.